Balloon Beats.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. Same day, same stuff. I'm Patrick Hennessy, joined tonight by Anthony Cavino. How are we doing tonight, Anthony?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm not gonna lie, like the offseason's starting to get to like that monotonous phase where it's just like each night that goes by and we go live, there's genuinely nothing to talk about. But we finally got news tonight. Something. It's something. Yankees sign relief pitcher Kyle Barraclough to a minor league deal. I believe he gets an invite to spring training as well.
Yep.
I know we were talking about this before. I'll give my opinion before I ask you about it. Listen, it just seems like it's one of those deals that the Yankees have been making all offseason, right? They're looking for these pitchers who are maybe either coming off of a down season or an injury-riddled season, and they're banking on them to do well moving forward. And they're not really looking to take any risk whatsoever. This is the perfect example of like a Darren O'Day or like a Corey Kluber, Tyone. It's a low-risk, high-reward kind of thing. If Kyle Barraclough does come for the Yankees in 2021 and perform like the 2016-27 Barraclough, the Yankees are getting an awesome deal out of the bullpen. However, he has not pitched since 2019. He was with the Marlins. He was pretty bad. And last year he was with the Padres, but he never made it to the major league roster. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this deal. I don't think anybody could hate it only because there's nothing to really lose. But what do you think?
Going off what you said, Barraclough apparently pitched 8 innings last year for the Padres.
Did he?
According to MLB stats.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's saying – wait.
He has nothing on MLB.com.
Okay, this is 2019. That's my bad.
Yeah.
2019. Yeah. Okay, yeah, before. Okay, yeah, my bad. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still counting 2019 as this year for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, Barraclough, he is. I don't have his age here.
I think he's like 30.
Yeah, I would say he's in his 30s. He's not a young guy, but I feel like he's in a. I feel like Darren O'Day was a better like reliever, obviously, because he was great for the Braves, Orioles, etc. Side armor. Barraclough is somebody that's also an Eric Cressy client. Who
is he?
Yeah,
interesting.
Eric Cressy, obviously, worked with Kluber. They brought him in. He's the Yankees head of the training development, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
I feel like it's more pitching. You can't if it was a position player, I feel like we've been like more outfielders, but it's a relief pitcher, and I feel like if you can, be like a reliever that could be, come in for 2 outs and out. I think are they putting in that rule where a pitcher has to face a minimum of 3 batters
Yeah.
per pitcher?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I
So-
mean, listen, I agree with Tyler when he says here that this is a depth move.
Mhm.
Perfect example of a depth move. The only way I kind of see Barraclough working his way into the Yankees this season is A, the Yankees have a boatload of injuries in the bullpen, or B, he just tears up the minor leagues. He goes to Scranton and the dude has like under a 1 ERA through like 30 games. That's the only way I could see him actually, or also if he has an excellent spring training. If he has an awesome spring training, I could definitely see the Yankees going with him in the bullpen over a guy like Brooks Kriske, just because Barraclough has the experience. And like Ryan said here, he was god awful in 2019, but he was solid from 2016 to 2018. So if the Yankees think that now that they have Matt Blake and all these advanced pitching analytics, that they can try to help Barraclough become what he once was, I think it could be a solid deal. I don't think there's anything to lose here. But speaking of pitching signings, there was another pitching signing in the American League East, and that was Chris Archer going back to the Tampa Bay Rays. I believe it was 1 year, $6.8 million.
6.5.
6.5. I don't know where I got the 0.8, whatever. $6.5 million. Listen, this is the type of signing where I know if Chris Archer were to sign with the Yankees, he would have had like a 6 ERA and like 20 starts. But he's going to go to Tampa. He's probably going to dominate. We're probably going to see like vintage Chris Archer. He's going to throw like 10 no-hitters this season and just dominate the Yankees every opportunity he gets. Solid deal for the Rays, I guess. They were lacking some starting pitching. You don't really want to count on all those young arms going into a season where they want to compete. So I think the Archer deal does make sense for them. Maybe going back to Tropicana, make him feel a little bit more comfortable. But what do you think about the Archer signing?
I mean, it sucks for us actually because I don't think we're big Archer fans. What he was doing to us before he went to Pittsburgh. Tampa won that trade. Obviously, now they got all 3 of the guys they wanted
Easily
back. But they traded Snell. They lost Morton. Who else was there going to fit in their rotation? Now they have Glass now and Chirinos. But Archer is somebody that the whole pitching staff and their coaching could probably turn into a star. They always find these pitchers to turn into stars, whether it's in the relief, closer, starter. They always just figure out a way to make them better. I don't know. Tampa just produces great pitching, and they have a lot of great prospects coming up too. So they're gonna have a good rotation coming up.
If I'm gonna be honest, I thought $6.5 million was a little bit much for Archer, especially considering that a lot of people like this guy think he's washed, and rightfully so. I mean, the guy's been pretty bad the past couple seasons. Actually, ever since going to Pittsburgh, and even in like his end of his Tampa career, like he was pretty bad. So I don't know if he can rediscover whatever magic he had previously with the Rays. But I'm just saying, going into the 2021 season, I'm not going to be concerned going up against Chris Archer. I until he proves otherwise, I'm still considering this is the same Chris Archer from Pittsburgh and not the old Chris Archer from Tampa. I think we could both agree on that. He doesn't scare me too much. Solid deal for the Rays, whatever. Next up on the agenda, then to not really to my surprise, but the Nolan Arenado trade was confirmed. I know a lot of like reporters were trying to like talk a lot of bullshit yesterday and like, oh, it might not get done. Like we all knew this deal was going to get done. Awesome job by the Cardinals. I think Arenado is a piece that, listen, because now their lineup, it looks pretty deadly. You got a back-to-back of Goldschmidt, Arenado. Like that's ridiculous. That's like an NL All-Star team. So solid stuff. Arenado, I know he had a down season last year, but once again, 60-game season, a lot of guys had down years. I wouldn't think too much about it. I think the Cardinals are getting that MVP Arenado. I don't think there's a huge Coors Field effect with him. I know the splits might vary a little bit. I don't care. Nolan Arenado is still a tank. He's going to go to St. Louis, and he's going to be a beast. Absolutely stellar defensively at third base. And yeah, I think it's a solid deal. The Cardinals didn't really give up much because they took on a lot of money from the contract. I mean, the Rockies even gave up, I think, they gave in $50 million for the contract.
Yeah.
Awesome deal for the Cardinals. I don't know what the Rockies are doing. I know that their owner came out and said, like, oh, we're not a big market team. We're never going to get the top free agents. Like, I don't know what's going on in Colorado. I feel bad if you're a Rockies fan. I'm wearing purple for you guys. I feel bad, but I don't know what the future of that franchise is. Yeah. I'm assuming now maybe Trevor Story gets dealt. Maybe Germán Marquez gets dealt. But what do you think about it?
Great for St. Louis. St. Louis, I felt like needed. St. Louis was always good, like in the past decade. Then they won the World Series in 2011, 2010. Was it Breeze? they just had. I mean, they're just one of those. Like I feel like they've gotten themselves into one of the heritage teams in the baseball. I think they're up there. I think with Pujols and what they did back then, they needed a star because Goldschmidt wasn't going to do it himself. And I think Arenado,
and they lost Ozuna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Arenado is that they needed a third baseman because Matt Carpenter was shaky like for the past 2 years at third. They moved him around all around, but DeYoung is there as well. They lost Colton Wong. I don't think they bring him back though.
They might. They still might.
I heard Yadi's coming back for a year. They brought back Wainwright for a year. Jack Flaherty's a future Cy Young winner in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the Cardinals are definitely set up for success in a National League Central that is very, very mediocre. I don't see one team in that division that really stands out as being wow. Especially now that the Reds they're losing Trevor Bauer. They're definitely weaker. And the Brewers never scare me, but they always find some way to like make the playoffs every year. And then you also got the Pirates, who are gonna probably be like the worst team in baseball.
Yeah.
And then the Cubs, who are still in that same mediocre class. So listen, the Cardinals have an open window here. They saw it, and they went after the big fish. They got Nolan Arenado. Shout out to them. Let's see some of the comments. Yo, what's up, Futai? Shout out to everyone in the chat tonight. But Futai, you're a legend, straight up legend. That defense of the Cardinals, though, let's talk about that. Yeah. What about their defense?
I think he's talking about Arenado on that left side.
Oh, that their defense is solid as hell.
Yeah, but I think you're forgetting Colton Wong's not there anymore. So
I don't like deep down inside. I still think that they re-signed Colton Wong. I think he might re-sign like a smaller deal because I still see him going back to the Cardinals. I don't know why. Listen, maybe I'm like Nostradamus, but I just still see it happening. Do you think Story will be traded? I'm going to say right now, no. But eventually,
I think the Arenado trade sets up a Chris Bryant trade possibly before Story would happen. I feel like because Chris Bryant, I know the Cubs want to get him out of there. Just depending who we want.
I mean, if we're going down that road, I think Story is more likely of getting traded at this point than Bryant. Only because I could see a Trevor Story trade more likely towards the trade deadline. I think he might be the big fish.
Like with a Lindor deal, adding Herman Marquez, like a pitcher.
Yeah. I don't know what teams would kind of be the best fit for him at this point. Prior to the Yankees signing DJ LeMahieu, I think they would have been a good fit for Story and Marquez. But after bringing back DJ, listen, there's just no space for Trevor Story much as I like the dude. I know you're going to say trade Gleyber.
My idea for Gleyber. I mean, it makes sense, but
I'm not trading Gleyber Torres for Trevor Story, especially considering Story is a free agent at the end of the season. And you're going to have to give up more than Gleyber if you want Herman Marquez and Trevor Story. So I'm not trading Gleyber for Trevor Story whatsoever, unless we're talking it comes with some solid ass extension. That's probably the only way. And if we're also getting Marquez in return, it's probably the only way.
Story was just named the #1 shortstop from MLB today.
That's nice. That's very nice. But I'm still not giving up Gleyber Torres for him. Let's see. Rockies are the West Coast Mets. They just suck at everything. Maybe the old Mets, because like the new Mets, I think they're going to be good next year.
I never understood why they non-tendered David Dahl because he was another piece for them.
Wait, David Dahl's a free agent?
He was signed with the Rangers.
I had no idea.
They non-tendered him. David Dahl was a piece that I thought that he's going to be a long-term piece, but they non-tendered him, and I was like, what are they doing? That's where I thought they're falling apart.
The Rockies' issue was that, I mean, they had a solid-ass offense for years, and they were just never able to function like a solid pitching staff around them.
Pitching, no.
And, I mean, they went after guys. They got, like, Wade Davis. Wade Davis went to Colorado, absolutely lost his entire career. Mm-hmm. So, listen, I don't know. I feel bad for the Rockies. They had a lot of potential these past few years. I mean, they even made it into the playoffs. Like, I think 2018.
Are they a wild card team?
I think 2018. 2017, they lost. Or did they beat the Diamondbacks? No. The Diamondbacks won. So, they won. They lost in 2017, the wild card game. Mm-hmm. And then I think they won in 2018 against the Cubs. I believe so.
That was when John Gray was pitching.
I believe so. Yeah. I believe it went to extra innings too. I could be wrong. Yo, Julio, what's going on, my man? What's up, Julio? Who would Story get traded to? I feel like there's no options. That's what I was kind of thinking of too. I can't think of a realistic option right now. Let's see. Herman Marquez is not the difference maker that we're looking for. I would agree. Listen, if we're going toe to toe, right? Player A, player B, Taijuan Walker, Herman Marquez. Who are you taking?
Taijuan Walker.
I'm taking Taijuan Walker as well. So the way that the Yankees fan base kind of like, I've seen a ton of people like hyping up Herman Marquez as like the next coming of God.
Mhm.
Like, no, like he's just not that guy. I understand like maybe take him out of Coors and he performs even better, but still comparing him to other pitchers still out on the market like Taijuan Walker, even like I would put him in the same exact class as like a Jake Odorizzi if we're being completely honest with each other. So I don't think Herman Marquez is that difference maker. Yankees fans, if you want him, like more power to you, but I just don't want him in that capacity. If the Yankees get Story, does Gleyber Torres leave or does Tyler Wade and listen, you're not getting Trevor Story for Tyler Wade and Mike Tauchman. So yeah, Gleyber Torres would leave if the Yankees get Trevor Story. Yeah. And that's not happening though. It's just not. Anthony, I hate to shoot you down, but it's just there's no chance.
If something disastrous happens with Gleyber this year where he just flat out it's terrible.
It would have to be written. It would have to be really bad. Like consider like 2020, but like 10 times worse.
Like really disastrous. Has to
like a Gary type season.
Yeah,
that would be the only way. If this dude's batting like 140 in July and can't field the ball at shortstop, that's the only way. But if we see like a replica season of 2020, and Gleyber Torres is basically just the same defense, about the same offensive production. I think the Yankees will take that, and they'll move forward with him as the shortstop of the future. I don't think they're looking for Gleyber Torres to be like a platinum glove shortstop, but if he could come out every season, bat maybe like between 260 and 275, hit them 30 home runs, and provide average defense at shortstop, they'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah.
Molina said in an interview that once the Caribbean World Series ends, he will sign with the Cardinals. He has a deal for one year on the table.
I saw that.
I'm not surprised. I thought it was only a matter of time until he was going back to the Cardinals anyway. I can't picture Yadier Molina on another team at all. However, I am interested in how much money that is going to be, because maybe he'll go the route of like a Brett Gardner from last year, take like 1 year, $10 million, or he go like the Ryan Zimmerman route
1 year,
and take like 1 year, $1 million. Because at this point, like these guys don't really necessarily need the money and security. They've made so much over their careers. So maybe he takes one for the team. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
However, should take that 1 year.
I would love to see Brett Gardner take 1 year, $1 million. Like I would probably be the happiest man on earth. No joke.
I'd be fine with that any day.
Derek, shout out to Derek in the chat. Just dropping by to say, what up, fellas? Barraclough is a lottery ticket, but it used to be filthy. Take care, fellas. Derek, you're the man. I'm looking forward to our podcast. What is that? We're doing it this weekend about the unwritten rules in the game. Stay tuned for that, everyone. Yeah, Barraclough is definitely a lottery ticket. I think we mentioned how it's just one of those things. It's the same thing as all the pitchers the Yankees acquired this offseason. Low risk, high reward. That's what the Yankees are going for all offseason. No, you don't trade Gleyber Torres. If Gleyber Torres sucks at shortstop defensively, you trade DJ LeMahieu. The Yankees are not trading DJ LeMahieu.
That is the best contract in baseball at the moment. Why would you want to do that?
Yeah, listen, I think I'm going into 2021 with the same mentality on DJ that I went into 2020 with. I'm not expecting him to bat 360, not expecting him to bat 370. However, I'll take 280 from DJ. But he just continues to like blow my mind. Going into 2020, I had such low expectations for this dude. Like I thought 2019 wasn't a fluke, but there's no way he was going to replicate it. This dude pops out in 2020 and actually finds a way to improve himself. Like I didn't think it was possible. So who knows? Like maybe DJ blows my mind again next year and bats like 420 over like 150 games. I don't know. But I just don't think we could keep expecting like DJ to bat like these crazy numbers every year. But still, anything in the 300 range, listen, DJ LeMahieu still one of the best contracts in baseball. Hot take, Gleyber's going to win the 2021 shortstop Gold Glove. That's bold. That's a bold-ass hot take. That's a hotter take than you saying that Gleyber Torres is going to the Rockies.
I mean, yeah, if he would have said top 3 in AL MVP voting, I'd have been like, all right, you're pushing it a little bit. But he said gold.
LA Yanking is on crack as usual. Yeah, I mean, listen, LA Yanking, he likes Madison Bumgarner. He doesn't like DJ LeMahieu. He likes Gleyber Torres. LA Yanking, I'm starting to get like your train of thought together on who you like and who you dislike. Just throwing that out there. Let's see. Stan, Judge, Sanchez, and Hicks can't stay healthy. That's an issue too.
Yeah.
That's why, listen, I've said it so many times. 2021 is a key season for all these guys. If Judge, Stanton, Hicks, if they can't play at least, I'm asking for like 120 games. That's it. You guys could miss 40. You guys could literally miss 40 games. But if they can't play at least 120, like we have a serious problem on our hands.
Yeah. Could be
very serious.
2 years from now, Judge, Sanchez, and Sevy are all free agents, and that's going to be big money for at least two of them. And what are you going to do?
I mean, my thing is like, look, the Yankees might be hoping for Aaron Judge to not have a consistent, healthy season, only because if Judge does come out these next couple years and have back-to-back MVP type caliber seasons, he's going to be demanding that huge ass contract once again, just like we expected after his rookie season, and even after 2018 to a point. But now it's like, if Aaron Judge became a free agent today, he's not demanding a major deal whatsoever. If he hit the free agent market yesterday, he's probably only looking at a 1, maybe 2-year deal. Yeah. And for his own personal reasons too, because he knows that if he goes out there and he has an awesome season, he will get paid. Like, he's the type of guy who has the potential to earn a $300 million contract just because of how impactful he is to any lineup he's in. So I think it's important for Hicks, Judge, Stan. They need to stay healthy, and not even for their own personal contract security and for their own like future with the team. I think it's more so the current atmosphere of the team. Like, we know how much different it is when Judge is in that lineup or Stan's in that lineup. It changes everything. Now, even if they're not producing, even just having that name in there every day, just like how we talked about 2019 ALCS, replacing Giancarlo Stanton with Cameron Maybin, that makes Justin Verlander lick his lips when he looks at the opposing lineup. And that's just a fact. So listen, bottom line, I just hope they could all stay healthy next season.
Yeah. Today was I was on Twitter. Today was the 1 year not 1 year, I think 2 or 3 year anniversary of where the Yankees almost pulled the trigger on the Judge, Sevy, Sanchez trade to Atlanta for Melvin Upton, Andrelton Simmons, and
I think it was Hayward, right?
Hayward.
Yeah, listen.
Hayward was going to start shaving his beard because he knew it was going to go down, but that didn't happen.
It was such a weird deal. I think the Yankees would have been kicking themselves for a very, very long time after that. But listen, let's just be happy that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Let's see. Any chance Cashman circles back and makes a deal for Castillo without giving up Torres? Probably not. Before Tyone, maybe. But now I think it's highly unlikely, unless the Reds lower their asking price by a shit ton.
The Reds need a shortstop, but I mean,
are you going to suggest Gleyber Torres again?
No, I was hearing about Anthony Volpe, that they would want as a prospect in our system, but that's the only shortstop we have.
Yeah, he's not going to centerpiece a deal for Luis Castillo, and I love Anthony Volpe, but it's just not happening. So no, I don't think that there's really any chance that a Castillo to the Bronx deal is still going to happen. Let's see. Brian Cashman on the rest of the fanboys still crying about cheating. It's the Nationals could have beat them. I'm confused.
Brian Cashman on the rest is
okay. Moving on.
No.
Then we should have beat them, and supposedly this Yankees team better than them. Okay. Do you think we're gonna get a left-handed position player? Probably Brett Gardner.
I was hearing Marwin Gonzalez, but I don't think
I would love Marwin Gonzalez, bro. I would love Marwin Gonzalez. Listen, give me Marwin Gonzalez over Brett Gardner any day of the week. I don't care. I don't care.
I was hearing that, but I don't think Gonzalez would. I mean, I think that he would take. What was he? He was on the Twins this past year. Was it the Twins? I don't remember.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because he went from the Astros to the Twins.
They didn't play him. Like, they didn't utilize him as he was like utilized in Houston.
He had a rough year.
Yeah.
He wasn't that good this season. But listen, I think he would be an awesome fit for the Yankees. Not only because he is that, I think he's a switch hitter. Is he not?
Yep.
Yeah. And he
Yep.
plays every position on the field. So
Yep.
it would essentially be like a Tyler Wade, except he actually can hit.
Mhm.
Whoa, utility man that could hit. We don't have one. Let's see. If Voit stays hot like he was last season, he could be a valuable trade chip. I thought Voit would have been a valuable trade chip this offseason.
Yeah.
However, if Voit has another spectacular season, yeah, obviously he's going to be a trade chip next season. I don't know if the Yankees would even be down to trade him if he has 2 straight MVP caliber seasons. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see about that. Clint Frazier will pull a 2017 Aaron Judge and shock the world with his play. Anthony,
Yes.
I've been saying that.
Yeah.
It's definitely possible. Clint Frazier is
We
probably
need
one
him.
of the most underrated hitters.
We
in the
need
league
him
right
to
now.
be that.
I wouldn't say we necessarily need him. As he'll probably be batting like 7 or 8, probably 8, maybe 9 in the lineup. So the only way we would need him to pull like a 2017 Aaron Judge is if Stanton gets hurt, Judge gets hurt, and then Clint moves up to like that 3 or 4 spot, and he has to be that main dude in the offense.
I was going to say, if Garner doesn't come back, who bats leadoff? Would it be Hicks?
Probably. Even if Gardner does come back, he's not going to be batting leadoff. DJ, I mean.
Yeah.
If Gardner's batting leadoff on opening day, I'm jumping out my window. Just saying. Yankees need to get left-handed position. How about getting Marcell Ozuna? He's not left-handed.
No.
There's no fit for Marcell Ozuna. I know there was a few rumors lurking around a couple weeks ago about the Yankees being interested. It was the same thing as the Yankees being quote unquote interested in Yasiel Puig. Not happening. No shot. Just saying. Let's see. Oh, let's go to this one first. Do you think the Yankees will trade for Amir Garrett? I know we had a podcast come out about this morning. If you guys are watching on YouTube, be sure to go check that out. It was me and Jalen talking about Amir Garrett to the Yankees. Do I think they will trade for him? Probably not. Do I really want him? Yes. I love Amir Garrett. I think that his raw emotion and his just performance would be excellent in the Bronx. I think it would be a perfect fit, but do I think the Yankees are actually going to do it? Probably not, but I would love for it to happen.
Yeah.
Let's see. Julio spoke to Gardner today. He said he will take you up on your offer from yesterday. So it looks like Brett Gardner wants to box me in a charity boxing event. Listen, we can do it. Brett, name, time, place. Send me the contract. I will sign it as long as the money's right. Money talks, Brett. Money talks. The catchers that I listed are last and only few catchers on the free agent market. Yeah, there's not many catchers left on the free agent market. That's why the Yankees are sticking with Gary. I don't know why people still think Gary's being replaced this offseason. If the Yankees were moving on from Gary Sanchez so soon, it would have definitely happened already. And they're not moving on from him anytime soon. Unless he has a really bad year this year.
I think
part 2.
Cashman would have to send him off somewhere.
He would have no other option.
No.
They would be riots in the Bronx. No joke. Let's see. Pat, how do you feel about the 2021 Blue Jays? Right now, they still don't scare me. I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority here. They have a solid offense, but that rotation is still kind of trash.
Right.
They have Ryu, Pearson, just got Steven Matz, who doesn't scare me whatsoever. Kind of like a J-Hap kind of guy, in my opinion. Yeah, and their bullpen is still not that good. So, yeah, the Blue Jays are going to be better than they were last year. Yeah. They're probably going to finish 3rd in the division, but I don't think they're any threat to win the AL East. Listen, this could bite me in the ass because I said the same exact thing about the Rays last season. I didn't think the Rays had a chance to win the division, and look at what they did. So obviously the Blue Jays can come out and overperform and blow everyone's mind. But right now, looking at them on paper, I'm not too concerned. Any traction on Hader trade talks? I haven't heard anything.
Nothing.
I don't even know if Hader's on the trade block. I actually haven't heard any Hader news all offseason.
Nothing. They're asking more for what the Reds are asking for Castillo.
I'm not surprised. I mean, Hader is the guy. I think he had a few rough outings this season, but he's still one of the top arms in Major League Baseball. Marwin Gonzalez can help the Yankees, and I think Frazier can have a monster season. I agree. Marwin Gonzalez, love him. Send Judge to Cincinnati. Just like Griffey, he couldn't all the home runs I want there. All right, now we're sending Judge to Cincinnati. What's going on, people? What's going on? We're gonna send Judge to Cincinnati for Luis Castillo. Is that what the plan is? Because
No.
Jesus. Sanchez honestly might go off this year because it's his contract year. Is it? Sanchez isn't a free agent after this year.
2 years.
Yeah. Shopping Void is tempting because his value is so high right now, but it would need to be a big return. He led the league in home runs without being able to walk. It was painful to watch him circle the bases, which he did often. And he seems like a guy who embraces the Yankees way. Yes, yeah. I said that prior to the offseason. I was like, look, I'd be down with trading Luke Voit, but only if you're getting a monster return for him. Like, I'd only trade Luke Voit if you're getting like a Luis Castillo in return. That's the only way. And obviously, I'm sure the Yankees probably did their due diligence with that and realized they aren't getting a superstar like Castillo for Luke Voit, at least at this point. So, yeah, I think he's still going to be on the Yankees for a while. Blue Jays rotation is doo-doo. That's a great way of putting it. A solid, logical, well-thought-out way of describing the Blue Jays starting rotation. I really dislike Yankee fanboys. Makes me sick. Well, Sonny, I have a great thing to tell you. We're not Yankee fanboys. Whoa, let's go. Yeah, listen, if you stuck around long enough, you'd understand we're not Yankee fanboys by any means. I probably bash the organization more than you'll ever know. But it's not even like bashing, it's just being critical. Like, Yankee fanboys just love anything the organization does. We criticize, we what's like the opposite of criticizing? Complimenting,
Praise.
I guess. Compliment. Yeah, praising, criticizing, we do it all. Most likely reliever to come to New York. I love Trevor Rosenthal. Yeah. I mean, great minds think alike. Trevor Rosenthal would be a perfect fit. I don't know what he's commanding though. Do you know if he wants like a multi-year deal? Because if he does, the Yankees aren't giving him that.
I heard 1 year. I would say same contract as O'Day, but a little more.
He would probably get a lot more than O'Day. Probably like, how much did O'Day get? Like $2 million?
Yeah.
I'd assume.
No, I would say like 6-7. 1 year deal.
Did he?
No, Rosenthal would want that.
Oh no, yeah, that's what I'm saying too.
Yeah.
Because I think O'Day got like 1 year.
O'Day got 1 year too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I could see Rosenthal getting like 1 year 7, 1 year 8.
Yeah.
Have a feeling the Yankees are going to sign a cheap starter like Aaron Sanchez, who would sign on a minor league contract. I would love Aaron Sanchez. I wanted the Yankees to trade for Aaron Sanchez. Was it the 2019 trade deadline when the Astros got Sanchez and Greinke? That was a brutal trade deadline because we were just sitting back and doing nothing while the Astros went out there and got Greinke, who honestly was the key piece of them beating us in the ALCS.
The trade deadline was quiet until past 4 when Rosenthal dropped that bomb where Greinke was traded just before the deadline.
Yep. Don't remind me. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. Pat, who will replace Voit if the Yankees trade him? To me, there's no one in the farm system that could replace him.
Austin Wells.
I would assume that DJ would move to first base. You move Glaber back to second, and then you just sign one of the shortstops in the massive free agent class next season.
That works.
That's probably what the Yankees would do. Austin Wells is obviously an option too. I don't think they're going to give up on him as a catcher yet, though. He might be next in line once Gary dips. Just saying. I'm actually...
Or Siegler. Or Siegler.
I was just going to say I'm more high on Wells than I am Siegler.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
You wait on a guy like Hader, wait for the Brewers to see that he's a luxury they don't need when they're not in the playoff hunt. But that means they're less likely to move him since just about everyone makes the postseason with the possible expanded playoffs, which is why I hate the expanded playoffs. It makes every team feel like they're in the playoff hunt. We knew, like 1,000%, the Brewers were not eliminating the Dodgers last season. They just weren't. But still, they get that first round matchup. It gives them some sort of hope in their minds.
Yep.
And the expanded playoffs is just stupid. It was fine for a 60-game season, but moving forward, there's no way we should be able to have expanded playoffs in 162 games. Just stupid. If everyone stays healthy, we shouldn't have a problem being the best team in the AL. Anthony, I agree. We have so many Anthonys. Like, Anthony's a super common name.
Yeah, if Sevy comes back healthy, if Kluber is what he says he is, if Tyone can pitch, that's going to be the best team in baseball. No doubt about it.
I don't know if I'd say in baseball because in the National League, I still think the Padres and the Dodgers are better. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. I mean, the American League is so weak. I think even right now, on paper, the Yankees are the best team in the American League. And that says a lot because the Yankees have a lot of flaws.
Yeah,
But
I would say the White Sox not yet, but they're getting there.
They have potential to be it, though.
Yeah.
They definitely have the potential to be the best team in the AL.
Yeah.
What's Guardy's value? Guardy and value don't really mix.
We don't know
until
he signs his contract.
Guardy's such a weird scenario because I could see this dude signing for like 1 year, $10 million, but I could also see him signing like 1 year, $1 million. Like, I don't know what direction it's going in. I don't think we've heard really what direction it's going in. We haven't heard any news about that.
Cashman said today that time will tell with Brett Gardner.
I'm under the assumption though that he is definitely coming back. Are you too?
If he's saying that, if he wanted him back, I felt like he would have signed him already.
So because
that's what
I think what they're doing
last year.
You want to know my theory?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think in the beginning of the offseason, Cashman sat down with Gardner, right? He's like, look, Brett, we're going to bring you back. But what we're going to do is we're going to go throughout our offseason first. We're going to go through our plan. And then following we see who we acquire, that's how much money you're going to be getting. So let's say we finish all of our offseason moves and we got like 10 million still on the books. We'll throw you 7. But if we finish off all of our moves and then we only have like 3 million in space left, well, you get $1 million and be happy with it.
Yeah.
But I think
probably too.
Yeah. So I think the Yankees are just waiting to finalize everything and just see when they're hitting the done button. And then at that point, they'll give Gardner whatever money's left over. Unfortunately, I think the dude might be looking at like a 1 year, $5 million deal.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't know. If they're like, Brett, we have 10 million left, we're going to give you all 10. And
I'd throw up.
Happy birthday. Whatever.
I'd throw up.
Yeah.
It'll probably be Yankees, White Sox in the ALCS. Probably. Maybe. I could see like Yankees, Astros. It's just not. Don't give me Yankees, Rays, bro. I don't know why a lot of people still aren't high on the Astros. I think the Astros are still going to be decent next year, especially since they have Brantley back too. I think they're going to be decent. Their pitching is still good.
They're not going to be bad, but their bullpen and rotations. I mean, we got Verlander, McCullers, Greinke. I mean, yeah.
Well, there's also player progression. Not only like players getting better, but leveling up. Players you already have. Sox have a lot of potential for that, in my opinion. I agree, Nate. The White Sox probably have the most potential for progression in the American League, easily. I think looking at the Yankees, we know what we're going to get out of most of their players. But the White Sox, they're a different story. A lot of the players are still very young, and they're going to progress. So, yeah, there's definitely plenty of room for progression for the White Sox. Some podcasts talked about Wade and how he can't hit. And after the vid dropped, Wade commented and said he will prove everyone wrong.
Really?
Listen, I like the confidence from Tyler Wade, but listen, Wade, we've seen you in the major league since when did he make his debut? Like 2017?
Yeah.
He had to have made his debut a while ago at this point.
18.
Was it 18?
18. I want to say 18.
No, 2017. He played 30 games with the Yankees. So my thing is, Wade has been up and down in the majors since 2017, and he still can't hit. Apparently, he worked with Pujols. Still can't hit. Listen, don't be cocky about it. Don't say you're gonna prove everybody wrong.
He just dominates the minors in every category, but it just doesn't translate to the major leagues, and that's his problem.
No, it's weird because like the dude can bat like 310 in AAA. Like he batted 296 in AAA in 2019, and then batted 245, which wasn't bad. I'm actually surprised he was that decent. But bro, last year in 2020, he batted 170 over 52 games. Like he practically played the entire season. He only didn't play 8 games last year for the Yankees.
Oh wow, yeah.
I didn't even realize he played that.
I didn't realize that either.
And he batted 170 with 4 stolen bases.
No.
Like, Jesus. I mean, come on, bro. Guardy's value equals Brian's waving of the bandanas. That's fair. Nick, that's very fair, bro. We have to be careful with Tampa. I never sleep on Tampa. Going into last season, I slept on them, but now I learned better. I learned from my mistake. Let's see. Pat, what team will you pick between the Dodgers and the Padres? Also, what do you think about the Marlins' current roster?
I
It's a
think
good question. Dodgers, Padres. I think I'm going Padres.
Yeah.
I think I'm going Padres only because last year, like when the Dodgers went up against the Padres, it was kind of like it wasn't really the Padres that we're gonna see this season. They have Blake Snell now. They have Yu Darvish now. They have who else? Oh, they have Musgrove now. I mean,
Musgrove,
their rotation's
Lamet,
stacked.
Paddock.
Yeah, and also moving forward, they're gonna be getting Clevenger, not this season, but the following. So
Gore.
listen, they're gonna be good. They're gonna be very good. And I think on paper, I'm picking the Padres only because I like the Padres too. They're a fun team. Voit, Frazier, and prospects for Hendricks, Rizzo, Happ, and cash considerations. No, that deal's not happening. I mean, unless what prospects are you talking
Yeah,
about?
what prospects? Yeah, I mean
I
that.
just can't.
Eh.
I can't see a scenario where the Cubs trade Hendricks, Rizzo, and Happ in a single trade. I don't see it. Just saying. But Hendricks is still an intriguing option. I would still love Kyle Hendricks. I was on the Kyle Hendricks bandwagon all offseason. I don't know if the Yankees would still be in the market for him, but it would still be an interesting move.
If the pitching they brought in doesn't work out, I say trade deadline. Kyle Hendricks, number one target.
I mean, also though it depends because we could go back to the same topic we discussed before with the Brewers. If there's expanded postseason, the Cubs might not trade Kyle Hendricks because they still think that they're in the hunt for something.
Yeah.
So I think Jeff Passan and Ken Rosenthal came out last night and they're like, expanded playoffs aren't going to be happening next season. And they're like, the season's not going to be delayed. Like all this stuff isn't going to be happening. So I'm just hoping that we don't have expanded playoffs next year and moving forward because I think it's so stupid. I know I said this on the podcast a couple days ago. Whoever invented that idea, like you're the worst person alive. Like terrible. Just saying. Shout out to you though. You probably have a great job and you get paid tons of money, but you have awful ideas. Could the Yankees get Alex Colomé? That's another name. It's another name for the bullpen I would like a lot.
Yep.
No other thoughts about him? Just yep.
I mean, I think he would cost more money than Rosenthal. But I mean, if we're choosing Colomé Rosenthal, I would probably choose Colomé because I think Colomé has had better seasons and I feel like has just more potential than Rosenthal because Rosenthal had his up and downs, but Colomé has been consistent.
Yeah. David Robertson, I would love to see come back on a 1-year, $3 million deal. That might actually be a lot. Looking at David Robertson, considering Darren O'Day got 1 year, $2 million, I would assume David Robertson will probably get like 1 year, $1 million, considering he hasn't pitched in about 2 years. So yeah, I wouldn't bank on Robertson getting 1 year, $3 million. However, if he is getting like 1 year, $1 million, sure, I'd love to see him back. I think that's another thing, just like Kyle Barraclough. Like, there's nothing to lose. We've been saying it all off season. Low risk, high reward. There you go. Who do you want back more? D-Rob, Didi, Betances, Tanaka, or Canely? Well, Swainer, that's a really good question because Didi, Tanaka, and Canely are not options. They're gone. So if we're talking D-Rob or Betances, I'll take D-Rob over Betances.
Betances is on the Mets.
I thought he was a free agent. Oh, well, then we only have one option there, and that is D-Rob. So we're going with D-Rob now.
If he's talking about like this in general, I would probably want Canely back.
Yeah. Are we taking like health into equation? Because if health is being taken into equation, I'd prefer Tanaka over Canely, only because Canely's not going to be pitching this year.
Yeah.
I think 2021 will be an important year for Luke Voit because if he doesn't have a season like he did in 2020, we could trade him next season, sign Story or Lindor, move Torres. Yeah, that's kind of what I mentioned before. This is an important year for Luke Voit. I don't think he's going to be as good as he was last year, but I still think he's going to be really good. We know Luke Voit is an awesome hitter. And now that he's going to be healthy, who knows what to expect out of him. So, listen, if Luke Voit performs at a high level, maybe the Yankees trade him and they capitalize on that shortstop market not this offseason, but this coming offseason. It's definitely an option, especially if Gleyber Torres underperforms at shortstop. I see Luke Voit being traded as a much more likely option than Gleyber Torres being traded. So, yeah, I think it depends on a lot of things. It depends on Luke Voigt's performance, depends on Gleyber Torres' performance, depends on what shortstops even hit the market and don't sign extensions. So yeah, it weighs on a lot of things whether or not the Yankees trade Luke Voit. But yeah, I think that is going to wrap things up for us tonight. I really do appreciate you all for sticking around. I am going to be going live on Twitch. You guys know the deal. Twitch.tv/Unhinged New York. I'll probably be live on there in like literally 5 minutes. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be playing Warzone with the boys as usual. It's always a solid time. But yeah, everyone go head over to the YouTube channel. We had a new podcast come out today about the Amir Garrett to the Yankees rumors. We'll be talking about that. And yeah, it's going to wrap things up tonight. And we'll be live tomorrow night. Same time, same place. You know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to think what we should end the video off with tonight. We actually haven't ended it with this in a while. So yeah, hope to see a lot of you guys on Twitch, twitch.tv/Unhinged New York. I will be live on there in 5 minutes playing Warzone. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Peace. Actually, I'll see some of you in 5 minutes. Peace.